Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Bringing you the news from Sri Lanka and across the world, it's your national news broadcast on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
The 2025 budget, the first step towards a thriving country, will be presented in Parliament tomorrow. The national television will provide a live transmission from 10:30 a.m. onwards. A stock of hashish narcotic valued at 360 million rupees taken into custody of the customs. Divisional Secretary says fire in the Ravanayala Protectorate has been fully extinguished. Tissa Thanayaka withdraws from the UNP Discussion Committee. 18 persons killed in a congestion at a railway station in New Delhi, India.
We now move on to those and other stories in detail. Taking a look at local news first. The 2025 budget, the first step towards a thriving country, will be presented in Parliament tomorrow.
Now the national television will provide a live transmission from 10:30 a.m. onwards. This is the first budget to be presented by President Anurukumar Dissanayake since assuming office. President Anurukumar Dissanayake reviewed the final draft of the 2025 budget today at the Presidential Secretariat. Secretary to the Ministry of Finance Mahinda Siriwardana was also present at this occasion. The second reading of the debate is scheduled to run from the 18th of February to the 25th for a total of 7 days. Following this, the vote on the second reading will be held on the 25th at 6 p.m. The committee stage debate on the budget will be held from the 27th February to 21st of March. The vote on the third reading of the bill is scheduled to take place on the 21st of March at 6 p.m.
General Secretary of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, Tilvin Silva, says that the maiden budget of the National People's Power Government focuses main attention on prominent fields of economic, health and education. He has made these remarks to the media in Kandy today. General Secretary of the JVP, Tilvin Silva, said that by looking at the appropriation draft bill, everybody knows that majority of funds has been allocated for the economy, health and education. The present regime inherited a bankrupt country, yet relief is to be given to the people. On the other hand, salaries of the government employees will have to be increased. Another priority is the stabilization of the economy, leading to a production-oriented economy. The government will introduce a budget with long-term objectives fulfilling all these needs. However, it is more inclined to the economic side and the health issues of the public. Education will also receive higher attention. Some former leaders of the opposition, including former ministers and MPs, have started to advise the government. They are pointing out the priority list. Yet, it was the same politicians who presented failed budgets and put the country into difficulty. These opposition politicians have received the masses. They are confident of presenting a budget minimizing wastage, frauds and corruption, and to utilize every cent of the public finances for the well-being of the country. The JVP General Secretary was also engaged in an inspection tour of the Alodisi new train being operated in the weekend from the Kandy railway station. Deputy Minister of Transport Prasanna Kumara Gunasena and a group also took part in the tour. The aim of the railway service is to popularize train transport among local and foreign tourists and to turn it into a high-quality common public transport system.
The Police Anti-Narcotic Bureau has taken into custody a female with a consignment of hashish narcotic valued over 360 million rupees at the Katunagi airport last night. Now, the contraband was detected upon conducting a search operation on the foreign woman, according to the information received by the Customs Drug Control Division Office. 36-year-old suspect, a Canadian national, and she had carefully concealed the stock of hashish narcotic in bed sheets in her 2 travel bags. The weight of the contraband is amounted to 36.5 kilos. It is suspected that the illegal stocks were brought to the island with the objective of re-exporting to another country.
Fire in the Ravana Allah Protectorate in the Allah mountain range has been completely extinguished. The Disaster Management Centre says it has been encountering obstructions in controlling the fire due to inability to reach the location of the fire. Fire in the Allah mountain range had erupted on the 13th of this month and it was moving in the direction of the Ravana waterfall. However, the firefighting groups have managed to fully control the flames after an enormous struggle. Divisional Secretary of Allah Pradeshya Sabha, Indika Gayan Pathirana, said that the strong windy condition had been a strong challenge. Yet the Allah Divisional Secretariat Division Office, the Allah Police Station, officials of the Department of Wildlife, as well as the officials of the Sri Lanka Air Force and Sri Lanka Army, through their joint effort, were able to douse the fire. They were able to control the threat, preventing further severe damages within a period of 1.5 days.
අවසානයේ දින එකමාරක විතර වගේ ක්‍රියාන්විතයකින් පසුව මගින්න පාලනය කිරීමට අප සියලු දෙනාටම හැකියාව ලැබුණා. පසුගිය දිනවල
Divisional Secretary Badulla Prabhat Abhivardhana said that the fire near the mountain top of the waterfall is now completely controlled. This fact has been presented by the Department of Wildlife and Wildlife Conservation. Forest Conservation General Nishanta Edirisinghe said that there was no substantial plant cover, only few shrubs were visible. All steps were taken to douse the fire and by now it is fully extinguished.
In more local news, Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that the government is committed towards providing high-quality education to every student. She made these remarks participating in an observation tour in Jaffna. The Prime Minister also took part in an inspection tour at the Jaffna Hindu College yesterday, where she was engaged in a friendly conversation with teachers and students of the college. She has also inspected a museum at the school which depicts Hindu cultural past. Minister Ramalingam Chandrasekaran and Secretary to the Ministry of Education Nalaka Kalueva have also participated in the tour.
We are very focused on education. I think I don't need to tell the people of Jaffna the importance of education. Jaffna has always been a center of good education. We need to make sure that education becomes a priority in our society and that we invest in good education, and this is the intention of our government. With that in mind, we are planning substantial reforms to the education system. We want to make sure that our education system does not let any child drop out of school, that we leave no child behind. Our dream is not only for the students of Jaffna Hindu College, but every child in our country to benefit from a high quality education system. This is our goal, to make sure that every child has access to a high quality education system and that no child is left behind.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya also participated in the 25th anniversary celebration of the National College of Education in Kopai, Jaffna yesterday. Following the event, the Prime Minister and other officials conducted an inspection of the facilities and identified existing shortcomings. She also took part in the reopening ceremony of the renovated library at the Kopai Teachers College. The college, which was established in the year 1923 as a government teacher training college, counts 102 years of service up to date. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said at a public meeting in Manipai, Jaffna yesterday that women's representation in Parliament should be increased to 50%. She has further pointed out that at least one woman should represent Jaffna District Parliament.
National organizer of the Samagi Janabalavega, Tissa Athanaka, says he is quitting the group conducting talks with the United National Party. He points out that the reason behind the decision is the accusations being launched against him and his party leader. National organizer of the SJB, Tisa Thanayaka, said that several persons, including Kabir Hashim, had pointed out the importance of reaching consensus with the UNP. This was a unanimous decision of the working committee of the party. The agenda handed over to them deals with ways of joining the UNP and the SJB. Some groups, especially the social media organizations, criticized this program through WhatsApp and other means. There is no meaning of continuously engaging in discussions. A decision has been taken not to engage in further talks until the working committee reaches an agreement.
A ceremony to commemorate the 105th birth anniversary of Professor Senaka Bibile was held at the auditorium of the Rajya Osusala in Colombo 7 today. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa has presided over the event. Senaka Bibile was born in Katalua village in southern province on the 13th of February 1920. He had commenced education from the Trinity College in Kandy and entered the Colombo Medical College in 1940. Professor Bibile had secured his MBBS degree with first-class honours. He was also the winner of the Dada Boy Gold Award presented to the most qualified student in pure medical science and also Rockwood Gold Award for the best performance in surgical sciences. In 1947, he had joined the board of lecturers of the Colombo Medical College. Later on, he had secured a PhD from the University of Edinburgh, England. Thereafter, he was appointed as the first professor in medicinal science of the University of Ceylon. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that the policy of Professor Senaka Bibile has been the use of generic name instead of the brand name of the drug. This was only part of the gallant procedure of his policy. The mere prescription of the generic name instead of the brand name would not be able to yield a substantial result unless the country resorts to the policy of fully implementing his entire vision. Therefore, the future action of the health sector in the country should be based on the magnanimous vision of the late visionary.
A program to identify lands not cultivated in the Pulanarwa district has commenced yesterday. This program is being carried out under the Eka Mitata Govibimata National Program. The aim of the national operation is the efficient cultivation of all agricultural lands in the country. The program is being implemented covering all 13 agrarian areas in the district under the leadership of the Department of Agrarian Services, Pulanarwa. The instructors of the program give necessary advice and facilities to the cultivators after inquiring as to why the relevant lands were left abandoned. The cultivation of a 15-acre barren paddy field for around 20 years in Boralakatia in Ahungala Agrarian Division in Balapitia commenced yesterday. The work was carried out by the Farmer Society of Detu Janapadaya in Boralakatia under the Eka Mitata Govibimata National Program. A special program to enlighten owners of uncultivated lands in 29 Gramanilladari divisions in the Rambukpitia Agrarian Service Centre in Navalapitia has also got underway. Drummers have been used to announce the commencement of the program. Accordingly, a house-to-house campaign was launched regarding the cultivation of 307 blocks of lands in 167 acres of an abandoned paddy field.
Today marks the completion of 50 years of the establishment of the Pinnavela Elephant Orphanage. Now, a special commemoration ceremony in this connection has been organized with the conducting of many programs, including children's art competitions, making of short films and tree planting. The Pinnavela Elephant Orphanage was commenced on the 16th of February 1975 with the adoption of 5 elephant calves separated from a mother elephant. Today, nearly 70 elephants seek shelter at the orphanage. So far, 76 natural elephant births have been reported in Pinnavela. A special feature has been the birth of twin calves on the 31st of August 2021. Minister of Environment Dhammika Patabandi and Deputy Minister Anton Jayakodi were among those who were present at the ceremony. Numerous programs were also implemented for the welfare of elephants. Presentation of certificates and prizes to the winners of these competitions also took place.
We now move on to more local news in brief. A suspect wanted in connection with several attempted shootings, keeping in possession of firearms and narcotics, was apprehended at the Katunayake airport at dawn today by a group of officials of the CID, the police media division says. The suspect was nabbed by international police in a foreign country and he was brought back to the island according to a request made by the Sri Lanka police. The suspect along with his wife was arrested upon arrival. They were residents of Colombo 15. The suspects were scheduled to be produced before the Negombo Magistrates Courts today. The 37th Vijaya Kumaratunga Commemoration was conducted in front of the Vijaya Kumaratunga Memorial in Sidua in the presence of former President Chandrika Bandaranayake Kumaratunga today. Following religious observances, relatives of the family offered floral tributes to the memorial. The Suvasarana Relief Treatment Centre, located at the Indira Cancer Trust building in Maharagama, was declared open yesterday. It was built through the aid of the Japanese government. Japanese ambassador in Sri Lanka, Akio Isamoto, and former Speaker Kalajaya Surya have also graced the occasion. A fire has completely gutted a textile sales shop in Kaduruvalla town in Polonnaru last night. The cause of the fire is not yet known. Fire service vehicles of the Polonnaru Municipal Council and the Hingurakoda Air Force Camp were engaged in putting out the fire.
A meeting of the marketing representatives of the Kalutara district of the Development Lotteries Board was held in Wadua today. The meeting was dealt with issues including marketing promotion and future plans of the DLB, presentation of cash gifts to marketing representatives who have recorded highest sales on the divisional level, and also the chairman and chief executive of the DLB, Hemantha Swanatilaka, and general manager Anura Jayaratna were also present at this occasion. Chairman of the DLB, Hemantha Swanatilaka, said that he has the habit of talking with people near a lottery selling booth before purchasing several lottery tickets. The aim is to inquire of the problems which they do not realize while working inside an office. The reality could be well understood by talking to the person at the sales counters.
Veteran media and literary person and social activist Sita Ranjani has passed away at the age of 71 years. The late artist has commenced her media life from the Rajarata service of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. She had won the hearts of listeners through radio programs on poetry, short stories, lyrics and compilation of drama scripts. Sita Ranjani had also worked in the Yuktiya alternate newspaper and fought for media freedom and democracy. She had been an unflinching force against media suppression and was also in the forefront to consolidate the security of media persons. She was involved in many national and international endeavors, which include authoring of several media research publications. Sita Ranjani was also a founding member of the Free Media Movement and was its convener until her demise. She was also an activist of the South Asian Media Women's Organization. Her heroic appearing for the protection of women's rights had been most rewarding. She was ailing for some time and was involved in creating new literary work during this period as well. Final rights on the remains will be notified later. Well, that's it on local stories. We'll be back with news overseas.
අයවැය 2025 ශ්‍රී ලංකා පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ සිට සචිව විකාශය පෙබරවාරි 17 වන සඳුදා පෙරවරු 10:30ට ජාතික රූපවාහිනියේ
In your foreign news, at least 18 people were killed in a stampede at a railway station in India's capital of New Delhi.
Thousands of people reportedly crammed into the railway station last night. Around 10 people have been injured. 10 women and 3 children were among the killed in the crowd crush. The incident unfolded last night on 2 platforms at the New Delhi railway station as huge crowds waited to board trains to attend the annual Mahakumbh Mela religious festival. Video footage shared on social media showed people jostling as they tried to force their way onto packed train carriages. At least 30 people were killed in a crush at the Mahakumbh last month when tens of millions of Hindus gathered to bathe in sacred river waters.
More than 40 people were killed after an illegal gold mine collapsed in Mali. Now, the collapse took place near Kineba in Mali's western gold-rich Keys region. The victims had climbed into an open pit area left by industrial miners to look for scraps of gold when the earth around them caved in. This is Mali's second deadly mining accident in 3 weeks after at least 10 people were killed when a mining tunnel flooded late in January. Reports have indicated that the collapse on Saturday occurred at an abandoned site formerly operated by a Chinese company.
A China-supported penguin sanctuary on Inexpressible Island in the Ross Sea, Antarctica, has recorded over 29,000 pairs of Adelie penguins flocking there to breed this year. Near China's Kinling Station, the country's 5th research station in Antarctica, the penguin sanctuary was jointly established by China, Italy and South Korea in 2019. With the rich maritime biological resources and a near-pristine ecological environment, the sanctuary has become a perfect breeding place for many Adelie penguins. These penguins are the most common penguin species in the Antarctica, which can be easily distinguished by the black head, the white rings surrounding the eye and the short beak. By observing and studying these common flightless seabirds in Antarctica, researchers are gaining valuable insights about Antarctic wildlife, which contributes to the ongoing scientific research effort in polar regions.
And in your sports news, the police team has been able to record a victory against the Sri Lankan Lions team at the Inter-Club Rugby League tournament match played at the Ratmalane Air Force grounds yesterday. In the first half, the police team has collected 18 points against the 12 points recorded by the adversary team. The Sri Lankan Lions team has started the second half by moving 6 points above their challengers. But the police team in the second half scored a further 21 points and the final score was 39-12, favouring the police team. The points of the winners came in the form of 4 goals, a try and 2 penalties. Well, that was a look at your news here at ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira together with Sharifa Tahir. Wish you a pleasant evening and a great week ahead. Take care.
Good night.